Alright, g'day guys. Matt Preston built Prado. Welcome back to another video. Now you may tell I'm very excited. And I'm holding an awning, and it's because it is the new Clevershade Deluxe awning. These have just come out and we're going to get on the Prado. I'm very excited because literally in 2 days I head off for a 9-day trip all Great Ocean Road side of Australia, and having a freestanding awning is going to be the best, okay? I've done with legs. I never want an awning that's got legs again. I want awnings that fully freestand in high winds, which is what this is for. So it's an Australian made company, no China or anything like that. And pretty much we're going to show you how to bolt it on. I've got the Rhino rack platform here, so pretty mainstream rack. So if you've got one, you'll know exactly how to do it. And yeah, come along for the ride. I'm very excited. Run the intro. Okay, so I just thought we'd rush through a few little facts about it, just in case you're interested in one and you want to know what you're in for. So 10.5 meters squared coverage, okay? So, you know, obviously you can get ones that have like 15 meters and get quite high, but they have the extra triangle bit on the front. Now, I want one that's just one swing around because it's way quicker to set up. And personally, I don't think you really need that front triangle section. You never really use it because my car, everything's at the back near the kitchen. So for me, it was not necessary. So all the deluxe awnings come with a 600mm lighting strip, which is really cool. I'll be able to use that at camp. So remember guys, this has marine grade aluminium, okay? So it's really, really strong. It's all Australian made and it has 90% UV block rating against the sun, okay? So made in Australia, all in-house, which is really nice. And there's not too many other awnings out there in the market that aren't like that. So props to them. But for now, let's get into the unboxing. Okay, so in the box, 3 mounting brackets with all the nuts and bolts required over here. So some big ones and some little ones. The tie-down ratchet, stickers, they're a priority. And then the awning itself in all its glory. Oh yeah! How nice are these? This is what I'm talking about, like the attention to detail on that bracket. Look at that. All powder coated, strong, aluminium. That's what you're talking about right there. Okay, so these are your massive brackets that go on top of the rack, as you can see. And then these, you get 3 of these as well. That back bolts to the back of the awning. And then there's so much adjustability in this, it's not funny. So you can have it like this, or let's say your roof rack is really high, you want it to be lower, you can have it like that. So you just get so much options. And then also these channels slide up and down, so you can move that up and down as well. And because we're getting bolts way back here on the rack, it's just gonna be able to hold a lot of weight. And the little tie-down ratchet rope, it's actually very similar to the Trojan awning one we had, except the difference being it's matte black on the hooks, which is really nice. So I'll be good to see this one, but I already know how it works. Essentially, this little lever here, you pull that up, and that releases it. And then to pull it, you just pull this bit here, and that will tension it up. It works very well, and I rated it so much more. The other ones I've seen in the past, it's been a literal clip system. So you literally just pull it up and you have to clip it in, and it doesn't really work really well. Whereas this, because it's a tension tight, you can get it really tight. And with this sort of awning where there's no legs, I want that to be tight as it can be. Look at the amount of engineering and strength put into this whole hinge bracket. This is where the awnings make or break, and this looks pretty full on, which is really nice. And also you get a little sneak peek of the light bar underneath. Okay guys, so with these brackets there's so much customization, it's not funny. So I've just opted to go sort of 1 gap up top and 2 down low, so keeps the center of gravity a bit low, you know, won't be burning heaps of fuel. But if it doesn't work, I can just move this up and down, and like, look how many options there are. So I'll probably fly it like this and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so remember guys, the bolts have the square end. They go into the back channel of the actual awning, because these bolts with a little hexagon end, they are mounting it to the rack itself, okay? Now, every rack's going to be different. The way I'm installing mine is like a little temporary solution to get me by. But down the line, I might get the actual Rhino rack slots, so these can go into them. But for now, I'm going to try and mount these upside down. It's still going to be incredibly strong. And then I'm going to make sure I have 2 bolts in each of these, and there's 3 of these, whereas normally there's 2. And obviously these have such a massive cantilever point, so these will really hold it down. So I've tried a fair few methods. Now this is the one I'm going to go for to be the strongest. These I've got left over. These are the actual under rack channel nuts, and then these go in here like this. And I've got a washer, a big flat one, and a spring washer. So this is going to be mega strong. Make sure I have 6 of these, and one at the front, one at the back, all the way along. And then this is just going to be so strong. So I managed to nick these off my lights, which obviously don't have much weight on them. And I'm going to end up using these ones on there, and then these I can use for the awning, which will have a lot more weight than the little lights. Okay, so I've got all the nuts in. That wire, that's just for the little light bar. You wire that in later. But we've got 4, and 4. So this is like mega strong. This is what it's like at the top. I've stolen all those mega strong bolts from the lights, and as you can see, I've got one up here, and there's so much adjustability in these, but I've got 3 and on top of the roof bars. So this is the strongest version of it. So I'm really excited now. Now Dan and I are going to lift the awning on and bolt it up. Okay guys, so it's been quite a few days since I've used this awning, and I've used it, 9 days in a row, and it's been an absolute beast. Now, rain, sunshine, you name it, it's been used in all conditions. Just thought I'd do a little overcap of my whole experience with it so far. So far it's really good, and even in extreme winds, if it's like really windy, like crazy, I'll normally pull it back in, take it down for the night. But if it's not too bad, you're just gonna make sure that tension rope's really tight, and you get one rope in one of the holes down the ground, and that will just hold it overnight, no worries. So, but I didn't even have to do that on my trip for comparison. I just had it really hard out, and it held there, and it held up fine. So another thing I really like about this awning, as you can see right now, it's in the middle of opening, but it's just sitting there, and there's no like pressure. With every other awning I've had, there's always been a certain rush to try and open it as quick as you can, which is fair enough, because you just want to set it up, get it over and done with. But with this, because there's enough strength and enough support through these brackets, you can sort of have it sit here. So if something did go wrong, you can just sort of leave it out here for a second and go away, which I really do appreciate, because most awnings are kind of like lifting up the weight here, and you're really trying to support it. But this, as you can see, I can even just let it go about there, and it will fall in a bit, but it's not going to collapse and fall over. It's just going to sit there. Just one thing to remember when you pull these, this is very important, because I didn't realise, but when you tension it, you don't want to just sort of do that and walk away. That's not enough tension. So you need to be really tight so it doesn't sag, and then obviously water runs off better. And right now it's actually quite loose, so you really want to send it essentially. So you really want to like pull this bar in and really sort of get it like that. So as you can see, that was a bit more of a struggle, but now this is like mega solid, and it's a really strong structure. So that's just what the guys at Clevershade recommend. And yeah, it proofs in the pudding. Ever since I started doing that, it's a lot more tight, and it really just makes that a lot more nicer underneath. Okay, so I've had, a fair few shares of 270 awnings by now, so I know what I'm looking for, and this one by far is like the best one I've had, but also it is the most premium price tag. So it really just depends where you are. For someone like me, who I think camps quite often, I can sort of justify that sort of thing, because I'll be using it a lot. But if you're only camping a few times a year, maybe a 270 awning that does have legs that fold out is fine. Maybe that's all you need. So just it depends where you are in that bracket. But as you can see here, this is just perfect for my setup. You can open the tailgate, and as you can see, this is all workable space even in the rain. I can stand all the way out here, and I'm still in the shade just here above my head. So it just sort of works perfect for me. So it really just depends what your setup is. Keep in mind though, if you do have a rear bar with like a jerry can holder or something, that will stick out literally right here. So you are going to lose that sort of meter squared section here. You're going to have to walk around it. But even with this awning, it still covers it. So yeah, really big thumbs up from me. If you want a premium awning that is really high quality, all Australian made, look no further. This is probably your best bet. Well guys, that's the awning. I hope you can see why I love it so much. All Australian made, aluminium, and it's just great, okay? Everything it needs to do is a 270 awning. It freestands, which is the most important thing in my book. And as you saw, set up, it can literally you can just have it hanging out there and there's no pressure, you just leave it there and it's all good. So if you want something strong and something light, this does both. And also it has the integrated light bar. This is the deluxe model, so that just does your amber and white. That's a really good bonus feature there. And I just think it's a great sort of awning for anyone who is camping a lot. Definitely consider it. And if it's a bit out of your price range, then maybe look at the lower model of this one, which is a bit of a different design. There's a bag that you kind of slide off and then it folds out both ways. So this is a bit different, but it's very streamlined. It's one of the lightest awnings, 270 awnings on the market. So yeah, just depends what you want to get, but this one's perfect for me. So if you have any questions, put them down below. I'd be interested to ask them and just see if I can help you out. But yeah, the dimensions for this will be on their website and all the specs of them. So if you want to look at all that, click the link in the description and they'll just get you there quicker. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys next time on Built Prado.